friends. I'm going to set this up while we have people joining us. But I'm going to be recording live here on Periscope. And then I'm also going to be recording for my blog from my webcam. So I'm going to try to answer questions. Try to answer questions like as I'm live and make it make sense for anybody rewatching it on my video. Okay, so I know it's late, so thank you for the hearts. Hi. Okay, so yesterday on Illustrated Faith's blog, Shauna was showing her Midori, and it was really cute. I had never gotten the concept before, and I was like, oh, I don't really need one of those. It's not necessary. But then I saw her do it on the blog, and I was like, oh, I totally want one. So anyways, so here I am, and I looked online on Etsy, and I looked on the Amazon, and I was like, oh wow, I was like, these are really expensive. So I'm like, I can totally do this on my own. If you can DIY it, then definitely do. Okay, so here's the one I already made, and I'm gonna go through all the steps, but and I made my own zipper pouch. Like Shauna, she had her stamps in there. I haven't perfected this yet. This is my first try. I'm going to redo it on here. Maybe I can make it better. And then it has the stamps in it, and it's a little zipper, so you know they can come out. And then here's my Wow God journal. I'll put it in there. I have not got my salvation one done today. I just did the Jesus one yesterday, and then I haven't gotten anything in this one yet. Okay. And then it's lined, and okay, so I'm gonna first get into the supplies. Thank you. Robin says it's so cute. Okay, so the supplies you basically need for this. First I'm gonna do the dory. For the supplies you need a leather, or you could use any kind of material that's a really stiff, that, you know, has some, you don't want just like regular cotton fabric, but anything that's like substantial. I got this in Hobby Lobby in the upholstery section, and it was like $20 something a yard, but you only need a third of a yard, so it was really cheap. Like for all this, it was $5. Hopefully you can see how long it is. It's pretty big. And I already made one. I've already cut another one. So I mean, this will probably make like 6 or 7 Midoris out of it. So it's a really good deal for $5 for all this big roll. And then you would need heat and bond iron-on adhesive. And this, again, we'll probably do 3 or 4 different, you know, Midoris. Just a helpful hint, if anyone doesn't know, if you see a product that you want, that you need to buy, or want to add to your list of shopping, if you want to do this on your own, you can take a screenshot of the product, and that way you can see it for later. On a phone, you just take and do the home button and the off button at the same time, and it takes a screenshot. So, that way you don't have to like sit there and make a list. Yes, you did just do that, and it puts a really cute little camera where the hearts every time you do that. So it's really cute. Thank you. Also, if you have friends that you think may want to watch the video, then please ask them to join in with us. And you can share on an iPhone, you just swipe left to right, and you can share that way. And then on an Android phone, you swipe up and down, and you can share that way. Okay, and then you need elastic cording. They have different kinds. They have some that are really thin. I kept thinking I want a thicker one. In this one, I don't know the exact measurement of it, but I got it at Hancock's. It wasn't very expensive at all. I got 4 yards for like $3 and some change and I used a 40% off coupon with it. It's about the thickness of like what you would expect like in a hair tie, like to put your hair in a ponytail. You need 1 yard for 1 Midori. So if you're going to do more than one, then, you know, buy accordingly, but you need one for 1 yard if you just want the outside thing. Okay, and then the only other thing you need for this project is scrapbook paper. I already cut this down. It was 12 by 12, but I cut it down to what I needed. So you just need the scrapbook paper, whatever you like would work. And then, and that's it. It's so simple. Okay, I already pre-cut my stuff, so I mean, you don't need to watch me cut things. So, okay, so you want to cut your leather or whatever material. My next one I'm going to do, instead of using the leather, I'm going to actually use canvas drop cloth that I got at Home Depot. It's a lot thicker than regular canvas, so then I can create on it and do my own cover. So I think that'll be really exciting. So I'm going to do that too. So I already cut this. Ultimately, you're going to want your size to be 10 3/4 by 9 inches. My first one I did, I cut it exact, and I ended up making it a little smaller than what I wanted it to be. So this one I cut about 11 inches by 9 1/4 inches. And then, so cut all three, your adhesive, your leather, and your scrapbook paper, okay? And easy, you know, I just took my paper trimmer, and this is a Fisker's paper trimmer, and it is awesome. It will cut straight through the leather. The leather has a fabric backing, and then it's leather on the top, and it cuts straight through it. I mean, you gotta kind of press hard, but it's a great paper trimmer. But you could totally cut that with scissors and a ruler. Like, if you don't have a paper trimmer, then you don't need to go buy one. Okay, so I'm going to grab my ironing board. I have a tabletop ironing board. I'm going to put it up here. So that's what that teal thing is. And then, okay, so first what you want to do is make sure my iron is on and it is hot. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to put the leather side down on my ironing board and then canvas side up. And then on the heat, this is heat and bond, the iron-on adhesive. You want the texture side down and the paper-like side up. And then you're just going to line that up. And as you see, it's not a perfect cut, and that's okay. Hi, welcome for everybody just joining. I'd love for you to tell me where you're from or if you have a Midori. It's quiet in here tonight. Okay, so you're going to take care of me. Move stuff out of the way of my iron cord. Okay, so you're going to take and iron this, and you're going to just press for a few seconds. Northern Illinois, welcome. We are watching. Thanks, Colleen. California. Colleen's from Kentucky, like me. I'm Karen, for anybody that hasn't joined in yet. Kansas, no, I'm wanting to make one, so thanks. Indiana, Huntsville, Alabama. Still figuring out if I'll use one. I didn't know if I would use one either, and that's why I was like, yeah, I don't get it. Long Island, New York, welcome. So I was like, Minneapolis. So I was like, I don't know if I'll use one. There's so much money. And then I saw it with the stamps, and I was like, I want one so much. So, oh, thank you. You love my periscopes. Okay, so I'm going to see if I got this ironed enough. Kentucky, welcome. North Carolina. Okay, and you'll know you got it ironed enough if you can see how, I think I'm going to iron this just for a second more. Yeah, give it one more good press. And just a caution, this is extremely hot. Obviously an iron is hot, but the material, it's very, very hot. So be careful and don't burn your fingers. My fingers are kind of a mess today. I was experimenting with dyeing the cord earlier. I did not wear gloves, and I totally should have. Okay, that's much better. Okay, so hopefully you can see this. So you can know the adhesive is on there as you're pulling it off. If this is really shiny, you can kind of see the edging here where it's not shiny, and then here where it is, and that's the adhesive. What am I ironing onto the fabric? I am ironing the Heat and Bond permanent iron-on adhesive. And I got it at Hobby Lobby. It was like $3.59. Hey, I might press that corner again. It looks different for some reason. It's weird. Okay. So then, and I used a coupon, of course, because who pays full price at Hobby Lobby, right? Okay, so then you can trash that in the paper. You got this, and it's shiny. And I'm trying to get this in the camera. It's difficult to... I have my camera for my webcam and my phone on here, and it's complicated for some reason. I don't like the setup, but that's okay. Okay, so then you just want to line your paper on here, and you'll do your pattern side up, and this will be the inside of your journal. You can flip it over if you want to see what it looks like on the other side. Don't iron the leather side of it, though, because that won't... Bad news bears if you do that. Probably ruin your iron. Definitely your leather. Okay, I think I got that lined up good enough. Let's see. No, that's further. Thank you for navigating, Adrian. It's difficult. There's such a lag in my iPad versus my phone. Okay, so I'm going to iron this. I'm so happy I have friends on here that can tell me when you can't see or it's not lining up. So I did watch a YouTube on how to do this. I watched like 7 different YouTube videos after watching Illustrated Faith's video last night. And I was like, I need to know how to do this. I want to do it. Surely I can. And it encouraged me when I see people on Etsy making them. I'm like, oh, I can totally make it if someone else can make it. The iron is, I have it on the cotton setting, so it's not as hot as linen. So hopefully that helps. I'm not using fabric on the inside because I wanted to add bulk to it and make it more sturdy. Okay, and the paper will do that. And that is so hot. I totally just singed my fingertips. I don't know if you can see how red my hands are right now. And it stays hot for just a minute. So if anybody has any questions, I'm going to just sit here for a second and let this, cool off for just a second. It is cardstock. It's just regular scrapbooking cardstock. I pulled it out of... it's cardstock, not just pattern paper. It's like a thicker, like better quality pattern paper. Oh no. Okay, so this is cooled off, and so it's stuck. Like I have two sheets, and it's working. So move my ironing board. Okay, now I'm gonna get my paper trimmer. And so like there's a little bit of overlap, and that's why you don't need to worry too much about the if it matches up exactly, because we're gonna trim it down, and that's why I didn't want it to be perfect in the begin with, is because I did want to trim it down. And I actually want to do, so right now we have right at 9 1/4 inches, and I want to do, so I'm going to take like 1/8 of an inch off both sides. And that's not even, so I'm going to do the other sides first. Okay, so I want this to be 10 3/4 inches, and it's like, so close to 10 3/4 already. So I'm just going to barely trim this just to get it even. So if you're doing it with a paper trimmer, then you could just do it like I'm doing it. But if you're doing it with like scissors, then I would just line it up and go for it. And then if you're doing it with like and then like even if you sew, then if you have like a rotary trimmer and a cutting mat, you could do it with that. I don't know if the rules with like a rotary trimmer are the same with like scissors, like for fabric, if you don't want to mix the two, I'm not sure. So you would know that, you know, if you do that kind of thing. Okay, so now I'm going to trim my sides, and I'm going to do just I'm going to do 1/8 of an inch off each side. So just barely. Don't mix them. Don't mix the rotary trimmer with fabric and paper, so would that not be a good idea with this, Colleen? Like, not to mix that, I'm assuming. And this was just a little uneven, so I just gotta do that. Yeah, like my paper trimmer, I cut everything with it. I just go for it. Okay, next step. Okay, so now what you're gonna do, see I have just a little bit of overhang, so I'm gonna take my scissors and just trim that up. And then on this, you don't, with this kind of fabric, because it's fabric on one side and leather on the other, then you don't want to, you don't have to really worry about the fray too much, because it's not going to continue to fray. Okay, and if it does, I would just take a lighter and like snap it with the lighter, and it would take care of it. Okay, so we got paper lined leather. Okay, now you're just going to take it and fold it. We'll do it this way and fold it hot dog style. And just line it up as good as you can. Make sure you got evenness. Oh, I forgot one thing before I do that. I almost forgot. I could have did it after. Okay, so I'm going to take my Crop-A-Doll corner chomper, and I want to round these. You could take like a pen or something and trace the cap of it and do it like that too if you don't have a corner chomper, but I do, so I'm going to utilize what I have. I love this hobby that I'm starting to get to use some of the products that I had from scrapbooking that I don't really use anymore. And like that, like earlier when I did this, it worked perfect, and for sure now it's not, because I'm on video doing it. It went through the leather. I don't know, maybe I'm ruining my corner chomper too, who knows. Maybe I think I can fix it, but yeah, see, it's not going through that at all. I mean, I dulled the blade on it, and that's okay. We're just gonna trim it up. No big deal. I think that I can sharpen this by cutting in some like aluminum foil. Yeah, it's not gonna cut through that. It did earlier, I promise. Please believe me. I'm not just making up stuff. Although apparently I do that sometimes. I was talking to my friend Colleen earlier today, and she was like, you said on your last Periscope that you don't have any Christmas canvases, but we made canvases together, so you do. And I was like, oh, I lie sometimes. I'm sorry. It's more like forgetful lying, though, not trying to be deceitful lying. Yeah, I know. I'm kind of silly. Okay, so I got my corners. They're not perfect. This one's really not perfect. That's going to bug me. I'm just going to round this out a little bit more. Okay. Okay, so let me move this iron. Yeah, better not, because I'll end up like throwing it into myself. Okay, so now take and fold it hot dog style. Line it up pretty good. And then you're just going to keep it lined up. Don't let it get unlined. And then you're just going to fold it. Hang on, my watch is driving me crazy. Fix that. Okay. So, just give it a nice little press. And that way you have a nice in the middle line. Thank you for all the hearts on Periscope. That's really sweet. I love them. Okay. So now you need to grab your ruler. And this is where a little bit of measurement's going to come in. And you're going to, okay, so we have this. This should be approximately 9 inches. Yes, it's exactly 9 inches. And then you're going to do your first, so you're going to take a pencil or a pen or whatever. Let me do it in pen so you can actually see what I'm doing. Okay, and you're going to mark your holes at a 1/2 inch, 1 inch, and then in the center on both sides. So we're going to go here and then just line that up. And I don't have my ruler the right way. Or maybe I do. I'm just crazy. Okay. And then line that up. You know, and if it's not perfect, that's okay. A 1/2 inch. And then you want to do 1 inch. Okay. And then flip it the other way. Hope, yeah, you can't see that. Let me make those a little bigger. But I'm going to punch through them anyway, so it doesn't matter. And then line that up again. Do a half. Oh, that's the wrong. A ½ inch. And then again at 1 inch. And then you'll want to do it at, since this is 9 inches exactly, what is the purpose of the shorter strap? I don't know. What do you mean? What shorter strap? What are you talking about? Need more details, please, Colleen. Not sure what you're talking about. Okay, so and then 9 divided by 2 is 4.5. So we'll do one right in the middle. The one at the 1 inch. Oh, I'll show you. Stay tuned, please. You're getting ahead. Eager beaver over here, rushing me along. Okay, so hopefully you can see all that, all those dots. Okay, so now I am going to take, the video I watched used all kinds of fancy tools, but I'm like, I don't need any fancy tools. I have this, the We Are Memory Keepers Big Bite Crocodile 2, I guess. I'm going to put it on its largest hole setting. I do through this, like, in I cut through this with everything, so, you're not going to be able to see the paper going here, but I'm just going to go for it. And then what I'm going to do, like, and I make leather belt bracelets and for my Etsy store, and I put those, and I put holes through those with this too. And then what you want to do is kind of like go underneath of it and kind of push it up on there, and it'll help make the hole a little better. And I think you could do this with like the regular crocodile too if you don't have that. I think Colleen has that. Did you calls? I have my phone set on Do Not Disturb, but people keep calling and it's messing me up on my video. That was my sister, though, and I will call her back when I'm done here. Her theme song is, for her ringtone, is the Golden Girls theme song, because that's our favorite. Okay, so I did that with that. So, Colleen, it did not work for the center, but it did the rest of them. So, how did you make your center punch? For anybody that has this. Oh, my... People keep calling my phone, even though it's on Do Not Disturb, and it's messing up my videos. Let me try to reconnect this. I'm sorry. Is everybody still there? Somebody let me know you're still there. Because I don't know. On my iPad, it's not saying I'm live anymore. Yes, you're still there. Okay, so I can't... I'm sorry. Let me deal with this real quick, because I can't not... I need to be able to see you all. Sorry for anybody viewing this later, seeing my technology hiccups. Yeah, it's not saying I'm live on here anymore. It's saying my video ended. But my video did not end, apparently. I'm going to restart this. So, please join back. One moment, please.